All right, welcome back to the Available for Abundance series. This will be the third video in the set. The original video I lost actually. It was recorded years ago with the other two, but it was lost when Facebook deleted all the Facebook Lives. And so I'm actually going to be re-recording this video. I still have my notes, and actually, this is going to be a treat because this is like 7 years later. So, a lot of what I was teaching then, I put into practice, and I have had so much manifest. So, I'm going to be speaking from a wiser, more experienced, even more experienced position. So, this video is your value concept. Your value concept or your concept of value, whichever way it's going to make more sense for you to think about. Okay. So, first off, I want you to separate in your mind two things. The first being what you think you value. Okay? What you think you value versus what you actually value. And let me go deeper into what you actually value. So, what you actually value is going to be where you invest your time, your energy, your money, okay? What your eyes watch, what your eyes seek, what you want to feed your ears, what you feed your mouth, okay? And what activities you actually do, okay? So, those are the two categories. What we think we value, what we want to value, category A. And then category B being what we actually value based on where we're spending our time and energy and what we're doing with our actions. So, this is going to be how you know what you really value. Okay, so the first part of this, identifying what your value concept is, your current value concept, and then deciding and, analyzing that and seeing where you may need to tweak or change that, your value concept. Okay, the goal is going to be, well, before I'm not going to tell you the goal yet, so let's just keep talking through this. So, how do you know what you really value? How do you know what you really value? So, I want you to let's think about yesterday. All right. So, let's do it based on yesterday. Um, Whatever day of the week yesterday was. If yesterday was a weekend, um, then you're going to think in terms of typically how you behave on weekends. And then you're going to also think about typically how you behave on weekdays. And I want you to think about from the time you get up till the time you go to bed, what are you doing with your time? Okay. We're going to start with time. What are you doing with your time? Because time is the most natural raw material that we are given. We are provided with time 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, according to this realm that we live in now, right? We know time can be subjective, but that's a different conversation, right? Um, so time is the most raw material that we have. Everyone has the same amount of that. We then take that time and we convert it to different things that we can use. Okay, some of us use our 24 hours much differently than others. Some of us are able to get more out of the 24 hours than others do. Okay, so you hear this phrase about Beyonce's 24 hours in a day, right? So Beyonce has the same 24 hours in her day okay, that we have in our day. And we've all had that. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Tyler Perry. We've all been given the same amount of raw materials since the day we were born. And then it's all based on what we choose to do with that, is what determines the fruit, the product that we get out of that. So I want you to think about how you spend your time. Also, I want you to next think about where you're spending your money. So this may be a budget. Now we're looking at our budget. If you don't have one, you should get one. Okay. And if you don't want to think in terms of budget, just think in terms of an outline or a plan for how you manage your money. So we're going to use money management plan, aka budget. So where's your money going? Not where you want it to be going, not where it should be going, but where is it actually going? Okay, because sometimes we can have budgets, but we blow the budget every month because we're actually spending a whole lot more on other things versus what we plan to. Okay. I want you to think about the people that you that are involved with your investments of time and money. Okay. Who are these people that you're giving time to and money to? All right. And if there's anything else that you might be investing. Okay. So I mentioned earlier about what you're eating, what you're listening to. All of these are things that you want to review. Okay. So the next question is, in what ways and how much? What are you paying for? Okay. So in what ways are you investing? How much are you investing your time, your money into these different things? Okay. What do you pay for? What are you charging? Okay. What is so important that you're actually not trading money for, but you're using a credit card for? Okay. And this is not to say what's right or wrong right now. It's just an assessment for you to see exactly what it is that you value. Okay. And what is it that you've deemed valuable enough to actually use money for? Okay, so if it's something that's so important that, hey, I'm going to pay cash for it, if that's how you think about it. Okay, so that may be how you think about using cash versus vice versa with the credit card. Okay, and then you're going to calculate how much you're spending in terms of time and in terms of money. Okay, in terms of time and money, how much you're spending every week. Okay, and then from there you can easily calculate how much you're spending in a month. Okay, so after you've done that, all right, so if this is your first time listening to this, I want you to pause right here and go back to the beginning. If you didn't take notes, okay, go get a notebook. So as I'm talking, you can actually write these things down, because the next part of this, you're going to need to have those questions answered to finish this up. So now this is an honest assessment, no judgment yet, because we're just needing to figure out what is it that we really and truly value. How much of this, okay, actually is serving you? Okay, so how much of what you're putting into, what you're investing in, is actually giving you what you want and need back? Okay, so after you know how much of what you're investing, the return on that, how much that is serving you, and you see that, okay, that's not really serving me, it's not serving my personal goals, it's not serving my direction, the direction that you decided that you want to go in. If you realize that, I want you to think about where that could have gone. Okay, if you see a lot of wastefulness in your investments, I want you to think about the possibilities of where you could have invested that energy, be it time or money. Where could it have gone? Okay. Also, I want you to think about, who does your value serve? Who or what is your current value investments? Who or what are they serving? Okay. Is it serving the other side? Is it serving lost causes? Is it serving your demise? Is it serving your regression? Is it serving your detriment? All of that. You want to answer those questions honestly. And then you want to just assess, where, if and where you need to make changes. And you want to make a list, if you haven't already, or if you have not identified what it is that you think you value or what you want to be valuing. Where do you want to make changes? Because you want to ask yourself, do you really value what you say you value? Okay. And so the whole goal is for you to align your investments where you have been investing your own value. Align that with the outcomes, the actions that give the outcomes for what it is that you truly value or that you want to be valuing. Okay. And that is how you're going to determine your true value concepts. Your true value concept. All right. If you did the work, comment, I'm doing the work. I'm figuring it out, and I'm going to be making alignments to my true values. I'll see you in the next one.